Hello everyone, my name is Jo Watson. I'm the Assistant Director with responsibility for education and research at the Royal College of Occupational Therapists in the UK. I was also the strategic lead on the James Lind Alliance priority setting partnership undertaken by the Royal College to identify contemporary research priorities for occupational therapy in the UK, key elements of which I'd like to share with you today. I'm sure we can all agree that occupational therapy improves the lives of individuals, groups and communities through supporting people to do the things they need, want and are required to do. Promoting health and well-being through participation in meaningful occupations also helps to reduce demand on and save expenditure by health and care services. The evolving direction and structures of contemporary service delivery provide rich opportunities for our profession to expand its reach, to support and transform the lives of even more people. To optimise these opportunities and build the resilience of the profession, it's important that we use evidence-based interventions, can evidence the impact and cost effectiveness of our services, and continue to expand the evidence base, particularly as the scope and nature of practice evolves. In 2019, RCOT partnered with the James Lind Alliance to bring together people with lived experience, occupational therapists and other people working in the health and care sector to identify contemporary research priorities for the profession in the UK. The JLA is a non-profit making initiative whose infrastructure is funded by the UK National Institute for Health Research. It's developed a robust and well-respected methodology that brings together people who access services, their carers, and those delivering services to reach consensus about research priorities in particular areas of health and care. Following an excellent response to the open call for expressions of interest, the steering group overseeing the project comprised 20 people, 5 of whom offered lived experience of accessing OT services. Collectively, the steering group provided broad and varied insights related to the scope of OT practice. They developed terms of reference via which they committed to the JLA principles of inclusivity, equality, fairness and transparency and being evidence-based. They also determined the scope of the project and guided decision-making and analytical processes throughout. The project was further supported by 56 formally recognised partner organisations and over 60 other known supporters from all 4 nations of the UK. These organisations and individuals help disseminate information about the project and encourage those within their diverse networks to engage with it. The first aim of the project was to identify unanswered questions about OT from people with experience of accessing services, carers and families of those people, occupational therapists and others who meet OTs during the course of their work. Thereafter, the aim was to prioritise those unanswered questions that these groups of people agreed were the most important for research to address. A fundamental principle of the JLA approach is that people with lived experience and people with professional experience work in partnership throughout all aspects of a project to identify and agree priorities for research. 927 respondents submitted over 2,000 questions in the opening consultation survey. Those within the project scope were captured within 66 overarching summary questions using thematic analysis. Evidence checking identified both high and low quality evidence, providing an overall picture justifying verification of most questions as having been only partially answered by research. The 66 summary questions were initially ranked by 1,140 respondents in the initial prioritisation survey. 18 questions comprising the 10 most highly ranked by people with lived experience and by those with professional experience were considered by 19 participants in the final prioritisation workshop. 9 workshop participants had lived experience. 1 invited individual was unable to participate on the day, and 10 were from the occupational therapy profession. Together, they reached consensus on the top 10 priorities. These top 10 priorities for occupational therapy in the UK were announced on the 30th of July 2020. They provide a framework for focusing future research on the issues that matter most to people accessing and delivering OT services. Each is a summary question reflecting the essence of the individual questions submitted during the opening consultation survey. There will be many more focused research questions that need to be answered to address each of these priorities, which are applicable across the full range of contexts within which OTs practice. This includes application to a wide range of conditions, symptoms, interventions, areas of practice and service delivery models within statutory and non-statutory service provision. It also includes application across the lifespan and with specific communities or segments of the population particularly in mind. While the focus of the project was practice in the UK, the top 10 and findings from research undertaken to address them will have applicability across Europe and will help to build the resilience of our professional community. Should you be interested, full details on how the project was undertaken and what is happening next are available in the 2 publications listed on the slide. Thank you for your time.